With that down and out of the way, let's move on to main topic number 3. And our third main topic today comes to us from Edward, who writes, "Hi, John. I know you already talked about the reactions from Far From Home and how some people are calling it a masterpiece of a movie, but some people have also said that there are 2 post-credit scenes and how they think it's the 2 best and most surprising post-credit scenes ever seen and some huge plot twists in the movie. So I was wondering, from all these reactions, what do you think the credit scenes are and shocking plot twists could be?" All right. Thanks a lot for the message, Edward. And yes, there, amongst all these really, really positive reactions that are coming out for Spider-Man Far From Home, one of the common refrains we're hearing from all the people, including the people I've spoken to, are saying, as a set of post-credit scenes, maybe and probably no MCU movie has had a better, more relevant pair of post-credit scenes ever. Like 1 or 2 post-credit scenes in the MCU might be the best post-credit scene ever, but as a combined pair, having 2 of them, because a lot of the MCU movies will have 2 post-credit scenes. One's usually pretty good, one's usually meh. But they're saying this is a pair. They're both amazing, shocking, plot twisty, surprising, like all this kind of stuff. They're just saying best post-credit scenes ever. So, which has led a lot of people, including me, to wonder, and like Edward, what could these post-credit scenes be? What could be in these post-credit scenes that are so surprising and so shocking and could possibly all that plot twisting, all that kind of stuff? Because I started having some theories about what maybe could be in the post-credit scenes, but all the theories I had up until now weren't all that plot twisty or shocking or super surprising or anything. I just thought they would be something simple. Like maybe, remember, these are all guesses from me, so none of this is spoilers. This is all guesses from me. Like I thought maybe, a post-credit scene of Aunt May and Jon Favreau's happy being on a date, or Peter awkwardly walking in on Hap and Aunt May making out, or something simple like that. Something about MJ maybe along those lines. I was just thinking something cute like Spider-Man, something cute, something endearing, and give us a little bit of a chuckle. I've been thinking on those levels, which is probably what a lot of you guys have been thinking on that level as well, something a little more shallow. But if it's going to be something big, if we know it's going to be something big, something we absolutely have to stay in our seats for to make sure we catch, there are a couple of theories that come to mind. And again, let me reemphasize, I have heard no insider information. Nobody has leaked to me what they are. This is just me blindly speculating, like all of you are blindly speculating, okay? So on that level of just blindly speculating, there's a couple of things that come to mind that would be crowd pleasing and that I think people would say is surprising and kind of plot twisty a little bit. One of them that comes to mind for me is an introduction of Norman Osborn buying the Avengers Tower. That's been one that a lot of people have been speculating for a long time anyway. So it seems to me, if we're going to have some big, shocking, really relevant kind of post-credit scene, it strikes me that maybe an Osborn buying that building could be one of them. The second thing the second kind of, granted, once again, purely talking out of my ass, pure fan speculation, theories go, and all that kind of stuff, is that we find out that Nick Fury isn't actually Nick Fury. Rob expressed his theory that he thinks maybe Nick Fury in this movie all along has been Chameleon. And full credit to Robert Meyer Burnett. That's been his main theory. He's said that on the show many times, that he thinks that we're going to find out in this movie that the Nick Fury in this movie isn't Nick Fury at all. It's actually the Chameleon. That could be something that would qualify as a big, shock, surprising, relevant thing to be plopped into a Spider-Man end credit scene. That's another good one. A third option is the next overarching big bad guy will be introduced. So, each individual MCU movie has had its own antagonist, but overall, Thanos has cast a shadow over everything so far. Maybe they're going to use Spider-Man Far From Home in a post-credit scene to introduce us to the notion or concept of what the next shadow-casting, overarching villain will be. Whether that's a Kang or whether that's somebody else entirely, who knows? I have no idea. Now, there are some people speculating right now that it's going to be an X-Men thing or a Fantastic Four thing. I highly doubt any of those things because, once again, Kevin Feige's made it pretty clear they're not going to touch Fantastic Four or X-Men for a number of years, but anything is possible. I think it's incredibly unlikely, but in the world of the MCU and with Kevin Feige, anything is possible at all. So that's been a popular theory, but I don't buy into that one little bit. But again, leaving that little margin that anything's possible. So there are a number of things that could come up here. And that really puts it back to you guys. What do you think it's going to be? What do you think these big plot twisty? Now, it's also, let's acknowledge this too. It's difficult to formulate a solid theory when we haven't seen the movie yet. Because maybe watching the movie would completely, nullify any of these theories that I have. Maybe if I watch the movie, and I see there is a chameleon in the movie, and Chameleon, which by the way, I don't know, and Chameleon dies in the movie, well, that kills the Nick Fury theory. So it's hard to really formulate a solid post-credit scene theory when we haven't seen the film yet. So again, we're all just randomly speculating. I think it's fascinating. I love hearing from everybody who's seen the movie that these things are there. I love it when the MCU puts in really good post-credit scenes. So I'm looking forward to this. So what's your guys' theory on this whole thing? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Okay. With that.